All right, you prolapsed you prolapsed Protestants. That's what I was trying to say, and I really only thought of that 2 seconds ago, and I butchered my introduction. So, all right, well, nah, I'm just sad now. Okay, well, y'all know what I'm about. I love saying y'all. I actually fucking hate saying y'all. But anyways, today I'm gonna be doing more of the warm up line, broken draw practice. I mean, yeah, it's all in the fucking description, but or at least Broken Draw's channel. I don't need to shill verbally anymore. He knows I suck his dick for a living. But we're doing stacking and queuing boxes and cylinders, as well as well, we'll start with stacking and queuing boxes and cylinders. I might just fill a page of that. It's a very good exercise for perspective. Let me just get my fucking top right corner done. This is actually surprisingly hard. You would definitely be shocked. Number 5 will shock you as to how shocked you will be. And again, another thing I'm really always trying to focus on, and it's hard, just like my cock, especially when it's all veiny and throbbing, really uncomfortable to focus. Focusing is extremely difficult. See, the thing is, at least we know that this exists, right? That this, maybe that's too much of a convergence, but we know that we can all see this top part here. Oh, I should probably explain what stacking and queuing is. It's what I'm doing right now. Is just you're queuing boxes or cylinders next to each other, on top of each other, whatever it may be. It's to essentially practice perspective, is my knowledge, right? So, as we all know, I clearly need to only practice perspective continuously, right? Nothing else needs work. Not my lines, not my ability to visualize, not even my shading, just my perspective clearly. So that is what I only need to practice. It is very difficult to visualize. I sometimes I do wonder whether I even have that ability, but I guess as long as I keep building it, I technically should have it. It's just, it's difficult. But as we all know, if it's difficult, it's worth doing. And I'm really, really focusing on just visualizing right now. It's hard, like, even because the thing is, I'm not visualizing the entire thing. I'm not fucking God yet. But I am trying to keep it in mind, if that makes sense. Like, I am trying to keep the general picture in mind and then visualize the immediate. That's basically what I'm focusing on. And that I find helps a lot. Especially when it comes to consistency. Because now I'm establishing the 3 vanishing points. Right? Over here, here. Technically, this is a 4 point. 1, 2, 3. Why is the camera shaking? I'm not touching you. Why is it when I shake the desk? Ah, fucking idiot. Like, look. Okay. Sure, that's shaking the desk. Okay, and that's also shaking my iPad holder. Okay, whatever. Oh god. Bless me. But really focusing on the perspective, the vanishing point, and visualizing it all is, I guess in my opinion, part of the key, right? Although I think I'm messed up here, because this technically is not, this left vanishing point is not converging as fast as I would have liked it to. It's okay. I definitely think I messed up this one, actually, that line specifically, but it's what it is. It's just about having God tier focus. Yeah, see? This is fine. There you go. Pretty sure I made a mistake there, but it's okay. There you go. You see? Good old stacking, right? And queuing. So let me just take a break, drink some water. Okay. Now I'm going to try doing something quite. Oh wait, let me actually drink my water. I was just resting. Oh, fuck me. I'm dying. False alarm. Although I should have died. Let's see. Now this is the real test. The cylinders. That they're cylinders. Cause I can. That. Kind of going that way. There you go. What would this look like? It's like. Yeah, well, I see. I don't understand why this thing is shaking, but whatever. Let's just believe in the fucking. Now, is this correct? Is this following this thing's perspective? I don't think so. That's definitely off and wonky. Hmm. Yeah, why the fuck is my camera shaking? I'm not even touching you. Fucking piece of shite. Oh, actually, technically, I'm not even stacking these, so that's incorrect. I'm probably just gonna make this my, yeah, I'm definitely gonna make, because I actually did this incorrectly. I'm not even stacking these. That's a fuck up on my end. It probably should have been something like this. Uh, right. And then over here, it would have been coming in like that. See? And then I guess if you want to keep going down that route, yeah, it should have been what you see here should have been with this type of cylinder, like so. But I guess I can do something like this. Wow, so even the slightest touch of my shoulder to the ring light makes it move. This fucking useless piece of shit. Oh my god. Okay, whatever. Just deal with it. Just believe in the fucking stabilization of the camera. Stop moving, god damn it. Holy shit. So we could try something like this. That's a bit off. Yeah. So what I'm trying to do is it should be going like that's the intent. I have actually made a mistake here. It's not lined up. So you can tell it's not as accurate as it should be. But the intent was see, it's supposed to be lined up there. Maybe this left side will be a bit better. Maybe this one will end up becoming actually a bit more exaggerated. Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to do. But it's all right. Whatever. I guess that's my first attempt, which is nice. Well, one thing about growth mindset that Huberman Sansoy says is focus on the effort. So I am focusing on the effort. The other thing is acknowledge the errors. So I have been doing that, as well as why they happened, right? Because I wasn't visualizing the perspective as much. And same with here, like it was not as consistent because when I was doing this overall, I wasn't focusing on making it a consistent so it's called like symmetrical, right? Fucking autist can't even speak an anglais. But yeah, it's not lined up cohesively. And this was just an outright mistake. I wasn't even doing the whole stacking things. I was just trying to put cylinders in this perspective, which yeah, like it's a good learning lesson, but it wasn't the intent of this exercise. Okay, let me take another little mental rest, and then I will move on to doing more. Yeah, I'm just thinking about this beautiful quote from RRR. I'm gonna be talking about this movie a lot. No movie has impacted me this much in a very long time. It honestly shits on anything Hollywood's put out in a very long time, right? It's just pure hype. Awesome. Just I don't know what else I can say about it. I don't want to say too much in case anybody watches this. Check out the movie RRR. Very good. On Netflix, it's only the Hindi dub. Do not watch a fucking English dub. I will literally come on your house and shit on your face. That's exactly what I'll do. No, do not watch the English dub. It's fucking garbage. For once in your life, just read subtitles and listen to at least one of the native languages. I implore you. I actually don't implore you. I command you. Uh, but yeah, there's this one quote where one of the characters, I'm not gonna talk about the context, but he basically speaks, I believe, in Sanskrit, and I think I already talked about this 2 days ago, but it's so prominent in my mind. But he speaks in Sanskrit, not Sanskrit. He speaks in Sanskrit, and he basically says that you should just focus on the process, right? It is, fuck man, I want to pull it up because I do not want to butcher it. Fuck you. This is not our channel anymore. This is an RRR channel, right? Give me uno secundo, brother. Okay, our process quote. Bear with me, god damn it, don't be impatient. What the fuck? Okay, IMDb has quotes, I guess. Oh, garbage. It's garbage. My guy. Jail. Oh, there it is. You have every right to work, but not to expect the result. So good. So fucking good. That's one of the main things that he says, but he basically says it in Sanskrit, where it's along the lines of working towards your goals and just doing it. And yeah, that's what stood out to me. You have every right to work, but not to expect the result. That is a fucking amazing quote. And that is what I try to stand by. And I think that's an incredible way to internalize growth mindset as well. I have every right to work and do my best, but I have absolutely no right to expect any results. And why is that? Because that is the beauty of life or some shit, right? I don't know, bro. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Okay, yeah, we're gonna be trying a very difficult stacking cylinders or queuing cylinders exercise or perspective, because that's how we grow, right? When we do things that are difficult. Literally what I just said. And I already fucked it up, actually, so let's just keep going. Yeah, I already kind of fucked it up, but what I'm trying to do is something like that. Now we have to figure out what that's gonna look like, of course. And I am purposefully making it smaller because I want to think about distance as well, right? It is difficult. Like, don't get me wrong, this is very difficult to do, in my humble opinion. It's actually not that humble. My opinion is the only opinion. But see, that was a fuck up. I'm not trying to make it so small. It wasn't supposed to become this small so fast. So let's try again. Let's actually try something else. This is something else I'm gonna try. And it's gonna be difficult because it involves precise line work. Kind of like what I was doing here, but more intense. Because now it's involving ellipses. And we all know how difficult ellipses can be. So you really gotta think ahead. Right? See, this is the difficult part, right? Now, obviously, some of these cylinders look wonky, but you guys, I think you guys or girls can see what I was trying to do there, right? Same thing, same concept here, but with ellipses. And I again, like, I don't like. I fucking hate using the word like. God damn it, it's such a brain dead filler word, and I have succumbed to it. Not honestly, not because I want to, but purely because my brain is nowhere near the ability that it should be. Opening up about my addiction. My fucking was that my fourth video thumbnail, but the reality is I do have an addiction. It is called THC, and it is very dangerous. Now, some of you might say it is not addicting, and to you I say, I dare you to get addicted and then talk to me, fucker. That's what I fucking thought, fucking pussy. But yeah, no, it's just something that I struggle with. It fucks with my brain. It's not good, but it feels so good. Oh yeah. And that's what I continue. I simply just ignore the psychological, physical, emotional, and intellectual ramifications. I just like to feel my dopamine. I also want the ability to complain about my dopamine and lack of it, which is what I'm doing right now. So it's honestly the best of both worlds. None of those were intentional, by the way. I literally fucked up both times. That was a fuck up. Speaking of. Seems off to me. Let me do one more. Well, actually, might as well just continue this. That was also pretty mediocre. Let's see, let's try to think. It's the thing about art is, in learning any skills, you genuinely have to put yourself in this uncomfortable state of mind, which is cognitive effort. Right? Nobody likes cognitive effort when it feels forced. But when you're in a position like me, or like any of us who are, not like me specifically, but any of us who are trying to learn anything, we are in a position of employing intentional cognitive effort that feels rewarding, right? That's the goal. But again, you have every right to take action and to not expect a result. Hashtag swag. Okay, that I'm glad I committed to that. It doesn't look amazing, but that is the learning process, right? So let me take another mental break, drink some water. All right, let me try one that's a bit more difficult. I'll do boxes now, I guess. But yeah, stacking and queuing. Queuing! Stacking and queuing, surprisingly difficult, but very fun. Let's be honest, very, very fun. Uh, let's see, how do I want to do this? I guess I'm making these boxes a bit bigger. Interesting. So basically, I'm thinking of vanishing point here, close by, vanishing point there, close by. That's the intent, right? Will it prosper? We'll see. Yeah, we'll honestly just see. But that is the intent, and intent is the first step, as your boy Peter Han says. Peter. No, it's Peter, not Peter. There you go. Now we can see it's following that. This is very hard to do, by the way. It may seem easy, but goddamn, it is difficult. But it's a good difficult. This is a difficult that I can live with, you know. This is a difficult that feels like it has purpose. But here's a trap that I have fallen into. See, at this point, you might think, oh, okay, it's just filling in the blanks, right? No, no, no. You still got to think very intentionally. It's really, really. This is actually the most critical part, in my opinion, because this is the part where you can just fuck it all up. Yeah, like this part right here, you can 100% just fuck it all up right here. And you wouldn't even realize until you have fucked it up. I might actually be showcasing that right now as an example. But again, I'm aiming for progress, not perfection. Everybody loves that quote, right? So I'm gonna try to employ it as well. Now, okay, this looks pretty decent, right? Converging. We got a little 2-point perspective going in. Evidently, probably a 3-point as well. Definitely a 3-point as well. But again, this is now a part where we have to keep things in mind. If this line is straight, this line and this line have to follow that. I'm gonna curve this slightly, and I'm gonna curve this even more slightly. Very, very, very slight. Right? Now this one, we just want to follow the perspective that we've been establishing. This is all very slight. From this to this, there's a notable change, right? But you'll see in general there isn't much of a change, because in real life we wouldn't see, you wouldn't go from this to this, right? That doesn't really happen. We don't really see that in real life, where suddenly everything's just converging on this one box. This might happen in, I don't know. This is a lens that only is that a lens that only happens in I don't know when this field of view would actually happen outside of an artificial scenario. You know, when would we see something like this? Probably from buildings that are far away. I mean, obviously ignore that. I was just trying to illustrate a point, but I'm just thinking out loud as well. And again, like another thing is this is still that critical point, right? We have to account for the perspective of all the lines around it. It's why it's really important to make sure that we're all on the same path. See, like now this one slightly like that, right? And again, I'm not trying to teach in the sense that I'm not an authority, but I am teaching in the sense that if I teach you, the audience, I teach me, the actual learner, right? That's what I'm aiming for. If you learn, I learn. But honestly, more importantly, if I learn, you can go fuck yourself. I don't fucking give a shit about your learning. This is all for me, boy. I mean, this is all for me, boy. There you go. This little Kratos moment. Yes, did you know I'm the original voice actor that they additionally auditioned for, or auditioned to, or auditioned a request for? Some shit like that, I don't know. But I had to turn them down, alas. It was too small a role for someone like me. You see, now that's a fuck up. You can see these two are not the same line, but these are the things that you have to live with. Just like I live with myself every day. Now this is where we can start. There you go. See, now we got a nice little... like that. I'm probably going to do 2 to 3 more layers because it looks cool and it reinforces what I'm trying to practice, which is really visualizing the perspective and obviously the items within that perspective. It's extremely difficult and taxing, but the more you do it, as we know, the better you get. See, like that's misaligned. Okay, so like there were some issues here, but overall it still generally feels like it's converging, I like to think. Here, this is more of an issue, and that one definitely is not the best because the lines were too thick as well. That's another thing to work on, right? So let's just get some spacing, and let's do 3. Let's see what 3 looks like. But this is actually the best part, is I get to focus on this convergence and this convergence. So I can actually make this look more cohesive through this practice. There you go. See, I'm trying to converge it. And just like that, it technically this should be bigger. There you go. And just like that, this feels like it's converging a lot more than perhaps it was before, right? Now we have something that's also reinforcing that, hey, it's all converging towards a point here, and a point here. And that's the goal, right? That's what I'm trying to do is really feel like I'm converging the lines with the exaggerated swagger of a 27-year-old South Asian man. Again, by the time these videos actually get notoriety. Not even this one, but the later ones. A lot of my references are gonna go over people's heads because I'm a boomer, right? I'm born in the 90s. Therefore, I must be a boomer. I was born in 97. In case fucking some of you are trying to do the math and shit, I was born in 97. Just don't hurt yourself. Okay. It's getting okay. It's not bad. And I have quite a bit of time, surprisingly, which is pretty awesome. I can keep practicing this. Again, there's like obviously some spacing issues. That mostly comes down to the line work as well. See, like that is a very wonky line. But how else am I supposed to improve that type of line if I don't do it, right? If I don't just practice it. Practice. Lord Frieza. Cool. Now we can even start doing something. There you go. Trying to add depth, right? Believability, all that gay shit. So, gotta make sure. It looks okay so far. Honestly, it looks okay. Again, there is definitely a lot. There's definitely a lot of perspective issues, but with what I'm practicing, I don't think it's. I think there's a lot of good things going on in terms of the ability to visualize and see these perspectives. It's gonna help in the long run, that's for sure. Like that technically should have been here, because then this one. Let's see. That one's a bit messed up. And then we got this one. Okay, nice. That is not bad. Let me take another mental break. Good stuff. God, thank you, Broken Draw. You've really. I'd like to think that this is definitely going to improve my drawing abilities, for sure, like for sure. So yeah, thank you, Brede. Let's see, what else can I do? Well, obviously we want to focus on having not just the same type, because this is all kind of the same. Okay, let me try this, but in this angle. This is very difficult to do, but fuck. Oh, nice. So that's where my horizon line was. I was wondering. Yeah, that's very wonky, right? But that's okay. That's completely okay. Because that's how we learn. Yeah, I remember I was doing this on my little trip, and I was showing it to my girl, and she was just mind blown. And to be honest, this is pretty mind bending, so I completely understand. And like again, she's learning the basics of perspective from Art Wad. So for her, this is still something she understands conceptually, but I feel as if conceptual understanding, if your conceptual understanding, let's say it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, fuck the scale. Let's just say your conceptual understanding is here, right? I personally feel as if 9 out of 10 times for a majority of those who are attempting to learn art, if your conceptual understanding is here, then your ability will be here, right? And this is always the level it's going at. There are times when it crosses, and this is when you think you're a god. There are times when it's like this, and this is when you think you're shit. Or like this is when you're stagnating, sorry. Yeah, because if you can do better than you can see, then you don't know. You actually don't know how to improve. But a lot of us end up, for those of us who constantly pursue further skill acquisition, whether it be through line, form, shape, value, composition, design, right? All of that, when if we pursue that, well, and we do our best to understand it, right, the theory behind it, then we're always going to be like this. So that's kind of what she experiences. For when she sees it, she can conceptualize that this is real, but at the same, or not that this is real. What the fuck am I saying? That she can conceptualize how it works, but to put it into practice is a completely different story. And even here, there's a lot of mistakes being made, right? So did I line it up? Let's see. No, I didn't. It's close enough. But there's a lot of mistakes. Specifically this one, right? This cylinder right here is really wonky. Let's do another one. I honestly think I keep drawing them so close to each other that it makes it look all off. To be honest, like I should definitely be leaving some space because that's also aesthetically pleasing, right? So I mean, let me just try. How did he do it? He just sort of. This is a very extreme version of how he went about. He usually did things more like that. So let me just try that, right? And I'm really trying to use the analogy that Broken Draw gave, which is just literally imagine that the paper is just a dimension to another world, and your hand and your mind or the camera just pretend like you're seeing the world. It's honestly the exact same thing as visualizing, simply a different explanation. But sometimes all it takes is the correct type of explanation to resonate with us and allow us to access that cognitive space easier, right? You may, for those who watch, you may experience that with some things I say, and other things you may be like, I don't know what he's trying to say. I actually just don't understand what point he's trying to make, and that's completely fine. That's the one thing I've realized while learning art, especially studying the fundamentals, is some people will explain it one way and others will explain another way. I think the biggest example is Master Kim or was Master Kim Jong Il. Is he was honestly a shit teacher. Okay, that controversy. No, in my opinion, he just wasn't that proficient at teaching. He was very straightforward, right? He had an example, like he would draw this shape. He would draw this shape, right? Was his how to draw a gun video, and then he'd draw this shape, and he'd be like, all you have to do is rotate it and combine it, right? So he'd do this, and then he'd do this. And after that, he'd be like, do you get it? That's all you have to do. But he himself has stated that he's not a good teacher in many of his interviews, right? Like he'll literally just draw something like that. Obviously, I'm drawing over, and then he'll be like, why don't you understand? That's what he would do, like that gun shape, whatever. Like he would basically just draw the thing, rotate it, and then if his students didn't understand, he'd be like, "Why the fuck don't you understand?" Okay, and obviously the thing is, he grew up a completely different way. He literally was a child so curious and obsessed with art that he spent his entire life trying to understand the world to that degree. Okay, that is, and he never formally learned perspective until way down the line. Not many people have that happen to them, right? He is very rare in that sense. Like he had that ability, not the ability. Sorry, he just happened to be born with the mind that was obsessed with art. You know, he's not a prodigy, guys. He himself has stated that he's not a prodigy. Please don't pedestalize him as a God-given talent. Pedestalize him as a man who worked insanely fucking hard. I think he would appreciate that more because he himself has said so many times that he is not a talent. Right? Prodigies make leaps and bounds. The average individual has a very linear progression, step by step by step, and that's exactly how his was. He just happened to be obsessed with it 100 times more than any of us ever were. And think about it. Think about if you were just obsessed with something, right? So much so that it would gnaw at you if you didn't figure it out. That was him when it came to understanding the world. Think about that. Of course, anyone would become an art prodigy if they were just obsessed with figuring out the world, and obsessed with not only figuring out the world, but drawing the world, right? That's actually what makes a prodigy. I've talked about this way back, probably 40 episodes ago at this point, but that is the only difference. Like specifically art prodigies, that is the only thing separating a normal person from an art prodigy, is that the art prodigy is absolutely fucking obsessed. To their own detriment. I mean, Kim Jong-il did unfortunately pass away from a heart attack, I believe. And it's something he stated before too, where he's like he neglects his health and his family gets angry at him, or like they give him shit because of his obsession with art, right? Like he would draw. Dude, the man drew for like 10 to 12 hours a day. How many of you not only draw for 10 to 12 hours a day, but draw with intent? He was always drawing with intent, always, because he was so obsessed with figuring out form, spatial reasoning, how to turn things, how to manipulate things. He was literally obsessed with that. In the Proco video, how to draw like a gear, how to become a master, one of those, he says, he was like, when I was about 27 years old, I was able to manipulate any form that I wanted to. Yeah, and he said it so casually. He's like, yeah, about 27, after all that time and obsession, I was able to manipulate any form I wanted to in any space, and rotate it any way I wanted to, right? But he started when he was 4 with that mindset. 4. 20 fucking 3 years of experience, guys. I'm starting. I won't even get to a skill level probably till I'm in my 50s or 60s. Mark my words, I will get to that. Maybe not to his level, again, visual library, as I mentioned, but definitely the things he can do is not rare. It is incredible, but it is not rare. And I think that's something a mindset everybody should embody. We shouldn't think that we are lesser, and we shouldn't think others are more, right? Even if reality is staring at you in the face and saying, no, they're better, ignore it. Literally just deny it. Be delusional so you can achieve your goals, right? Be delusional so you can work your fucking ass off. What merit, what merit is there in not working towards your goals and thinking that, oh, I can't? Give me one benefit of thinking that you can't, right? I'm sure one of you will come up with some retarded fucking context. Well, like, in this context, saying that you can't would actually save your life. You know what I fucking mean. You fucking retard. You know exactly what I mean. Don't give me that bullshit. Okay? When it comes to skill acquisition, pursuing something, and generally, there are very few instances where telling yourself you can't is beneficial. Okay? So, in regards to art, yeah, Kim Jong-il is a pretty shit teacher, and he's acknowledged it. I don't even know what the point I was trying to make was anymore when it came to that. Yeah, what point was I even trying to make? I don't know. I actually have no idea. Me and my fucking retarded ass tangents, bro. Okay. Let me do one more for the cylinders after I take a little break. Okay. I think I know what point I was trying to make. It was the fact that, yeah, certain things will resonate with you in a certain way when it comes to being taught a specific concept in art, right? What I think the point I was trying to make is the fact that Kim Jong-il does not resonate with many people. But funny enough, I think Dong Ho Kim, or one of the people that he works with, Dong Ho Kim might be someone else, but one of the people in SuperAni that worked with him and he works with, also able to draw from imagination, amazing, right? Space Drawing by Dong Ho Kim. Yeah, he worked with Kim Jong-il. I'm pretty sure that's his book, Space Drawing. And he specifically, he learned perspective formally, and he is able to teach. Like, I think, yeah, Kim Jong-il specifically said it in his interviews that people preferred Dong Ho Kim when it came to learning versus him. And he always laughs it off. He's like, yeah, I get very frustrated easily. I don't know how to teach. But that's the thing. Like, he's that what I was trying to say is the fact that Kim Jong-il is a shit teacher, but he still says everything you need to know. You know, like, he is actually someone who still tells you exactly what you need to know. And what I mean by that is that he what the fuck was I trying to say? Yeah, what I mean by that is that he will draw something and then he'll just be like, oh yeah, so you turn this here and you want to make sure that you focus on this in this line. And to a complete beginner, that shit is not helpful. And that's the thing, right? Complete beginners try to understand the depth of which he is speaking, but they simply won't. I didn't. Okay? But the more you hone perspective, like at the gist of it all, really what he's saying is perspective. Perspective, 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 form, 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 manipulation, manipulation, clusters of these manipulations in that form. That's literally all he's saying. And that's why his teachings are so simple, because it's that plus visualize, right? That's basically what he's saying. Like, do your best, really, really visualize it in your mind, right? He uses the mirror analogy. I think Broken Draw, you got that from him. But that's what he says, is just imagine like you're peering into a different world. Imagine like you are the camera, right? And that shit is very helpful when you are at a later stage, when you've actually gotten down all of this, like when you've actually gotten down some perspective. I'm not saying I'm on his level. I'm not saying that I understand so much of what he's saying, but now I finally it clicks a lot more, in the sense that you actually understand what he means when he says focus on the shapes. What he means is literally focus on perspective and drawing shapes realistically. And honestly, the Artist Lounge subreddit pisses me the fuck off, because so many beginners ask on what to focus on, and some dipshits will always say anatomy. It's like, bro, anatomy is not one of the first things you should be learning. Okay? Like, learning how to fucking draw this over and over is not going to teach you how to draw this and turn that into a person. Very good example, by the way. And I fucked this up because I was talking, but it's what it is. It's what it is. Yeah. When I get passionate, I don't focus. See, this could have been better. This could have been a lot better, but it's okay. That's just life. But yeah, let me do maybe one more. Yeah, let me do something like this. Fuck, man, the length. Proportions is something I definitely have to work on, which is good. Again, you notice how I change my language, and I always say that is good, because if I don't, I'll end up becoming a self-hating piece of shit, much like all of you. So I would do anything to not be like you. Guaranteed. But yeah, the point I was trying to make is just you will have to find the teacher, the video, the moment, the words, whatever that resonates with you. Right? When it comes to art, it's very difficult into having that one size fits all. I do think Artwad isn't fucking like as close to it as it gets. I'll be honest. Like they're just top tier, and I wish I had more time in my life to focus on art, because I'd be giving them all the fucking money in the world, and I'd be giving them a lot of my time. I'd be able to spend more time learning. Unfortunately, like many of you, I'm also a 9 to 5er. So what that means is goodbye passions, hello depressions. So it is what it is. See, again, the mirror analogy now is very helpful, because I can, thanks to my intuitive knowledge of perspective, I can almost kind of see how this is going to go. It could be wrong. That's the best part, actually. It literally 100% could be wrong. But there's just that one maybe, you know? That's a fuck up for sure. Okay, maybe I fixed it. Or maybe I just distracted you from it. Okay, and then we can do something like that. I don't know what I ended up doing here, but this is actually something I was thinking of trying anyways. There you go. It looks kind of interesting, right? And it looks like it's stacking and turning. Probably should have, probably could have definitely made closer stacks, right? These are really spaced far apart compared to these, so that's something to keep in mind. Okay, that's something, I guess, right? But yeah, I guess I'm done for now. I'm definitely gonna. I guess I'll just fill this entire page the day after tomorrow when I do my warm up again with more of this. It's really really fun to do. I'm not gonna lie. It's really fun to do. Maybe the page looks messy. Maybe it looks like my ball sack, but I mean that's very organized. If it did look like my ball sack's much more wrinkly and more of a chaotic mess, chaotic granular mess than that. But uh, yeah. Kim Jong Il is a god, my mentor. Spiritual mentor. Rest in peace. I don't know. I don't know why I said that. I just fucking love that man. The world truly lost a beautiful, beautiful soul. I know it sounds cheesy, and I always think that shit sounds cheesy, but genuinely, I mean, I guess now I understand, right? When you have passion towards something, and you see somebody in that domain essentially master it, right? And I'm sure if I actually went out of my way to learn about other artists apart from him, not just people who drew like him, but there's like John Singer Sargent, uh, Andrew Loomis, who else? Fucking there's a bunch that I'm missing right now. I'm sure fucking Marshall Vandross would know 50 million of them. But the point is, there are always masters in every age, every generation who are revered and loved. And when they pass away, especially untimely, due to untimely deaths, it hits hard. I'm now just, I guess, part of that world, specifically the art world now that I get it, right? Goddamn, did we lose an incredible individual? But I think he's inspired millions to take his place genuinely, and I think there will be probably not me, maybe not me. Who knows? I'm gonna leave it open ended, right? If I end up getting to even half his level of skill, I think that's still fucking god tier impressive, to be honest. TBH. But yeah, don't really know where I was going with that. But thanks for watching. My videos aren't getting any fucking views. You pieces of shits. Fucking click on my videos, or I don't know. What can I threaten my viewers with, which won't get me off YouTube? I will tickle you till you shit blood. Yeah, that's malicious, but not so malicious that it requires a copyright content strike. I actually got a fucking content ID strike from some random music copyright channel. You don't own the fucking rights to the Chainsaw Man music. I've googled this. Whoever the fuck you are, first of all, it's not a copyright strike. It's a content ID claim. But even then, it's like, and it's a minute. It's a fucking minute. It's retarded as shit. But either way, you do not own my background music. I don't own my background music. It is literally an unreleased OST. Okay, I will die on this hill. I may be completely wrong, legally speaking, but I will fucking fight this battle. Alright, come at me, bro. I have a lawyer friend who won't help me. He actually despises my soul, but I'm sure if I beg him enough, he'll spit in my face. But yeah, thanks for watching. Actually, fucking watch my video so I can thank someone at the very least. At the very least, I can thank my girlfriend. Thank you, my boy. Yes, arigato. Keep drawing and please give me the moolah.